Imagine this. You're in a dimly lit hallway, alone. Alone until, that is, you see another person walking your way. They look familiar. Maybe you've stalked their Instagram one time or another. But they're definitely not familiar enough to say hi to them or anything like that. Because God only knows what would happen if you actually talk to these people. You know, they might think you're weird for saying hi to them, or it could be really awkward, or maybe even the wrong words would come out of your mouth. The list of things that could go wrong is endless. And besides, what's easier than just not acknowledging them at all? So with your shaky, tense, nervous hands, you fumble around your pocket and you pull out your phone and cruise through Twitter, or you just look the other way and pray to the Lord Jesus Christ and all that is holy that they don't dare try and start a conversation. Anything to avoid that awkward eye contact or the awkward hello that might await. What I'm here to talk to you all about today is not the cell phone problem in America and how we're all screen-addicted sheep, because frankly, I think all of you know that. What I do want to talk about, though, is the exact situation I just described, our lack of communication with other people. We're so worried about what other people think of us that we just decide to keep to ourselves and say nothing at all. Not only is this unhealthy, but it goes against the roots of our existence. Human beings are social creatures, and we weren't made to survive in solitude. Instead, human beings were designed to work as a cooperating unit, and we can't do that without simply just talking to each other. After all, I don't think anything worth mentioning has been accomplished solely by one person who didn't communicate their idea with someone else. Communication carries into just about all parts of life. How you talk to, relate to, and affect other people is arguably one of the most important things you do as a human being. These things can affect who you're friends with, your reputation, your career path, and surprisingly enough, it can also affect what you know, and that's what I'm going to be getting into. I don't know about all of you guys, but I consider myself to be a pretty talkative, pretty social person. I try and make friends with just about everyone who I meet, whether I see them at the gym, or I'm standing next to them in line at the grocery store, or if I sit next to them in class. Most of the time, it's just small talk. You know, man, it's so hot outside, or I can't believe this line is so long. But there's some times where it isn't, and you have a real conversation with these people. Do you want to know how I learned the value of trust in relationships? No, it wasn't in school, or from a textbook, or from an online search. I learned the value of trust at 3:30 in the morning, talking to a lady on a bus to New York who was on her way home to see her girlfriend after 4 months apart. I didn't know this person, and I've never seen them again since. But this one conversation with this one person on this one night taught me more than I ever knew about relationships from just reading about them. By just simply starting a conversation with this person, I learned one of the most valuable lessons in life, and it has stuck with me ever since. Aside from death and taxes, there are two more certainties to life. Everyone knows something that you don't, and everyone is better than you at something. For example, I can squat 500 pounds and throw a 12-pound ball over 40 feet, but I don't know the first thing that Michael does about how to make millions from the stock market. And I don't have a clue on how to make you feel every single word that I say in a speech like Giovanna does. You see what I mean? These are things that can't be learned from a textbook or from a Google search. Some of the most important things in life are simply learned from just talking to one another. Aside from just learning things, talking to each other can also be fun. It's fun because everyone has a story to tell. Some people's stories are inspiring, or they can be informative, or they can be heartwarming. What's important is that they are all different. If we were to keep to ourselves all the time and have our noses buried in our iPhones, we wouldn't be able to hear the miraculous things that other people have gone through. There's a certain beauty in communication. Maybe that beauty is in things to be learned about people just from everyday conversation. Or maybe it's in sharing world-changing ideas. Or maybe that beauty is in hearing the stories of people who've gone through things you couldn't even imagine. There's a certain beauty in communication, and I challenge you all to experience it. Thank you.